So I turn over to look at Jessica and she is fuming, my G. And I'm like, this is probably gonna be some painful head later because I'm still down bad. Sure, the situation isn't looking great, but I had already spent $15 to get here, so I'm gonna need some return on my investment. So y'all remember that girl Jessica from a few videos back? You know, the one that I drew like this? Yeah, we don't talk about that. So if y'all have seen that video, link in the description by the way, then you might remember her dad wasn't exactly down with the brown, if you catch my drift. He wasn't exactly happy that his daughter was dabbling in the dark, as some might say. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist the Fresh and Fraud reference. Anywho, y'all get what I'm trying to say. He was a racist. Almost got demonetized. Needless to say, our relationship was kept on the low. No Debbie J. So one day, Jessica hits me up, right? And she's like, my mom and dad are out. Do you want to come over? So y'all should know me by now. A female hitting me up in the middle of the day asking me to come over and experience the luscious temptations of a woman as if I have nothing better to do with my free time. Of course I'm coming over. Are you dumb? Shorty's been talking all kinds of shit over the Snapchat Messenger. I'm finna get some cheap. So I hopped in the Uber, right? Shout out to Ahmed. My bad for the no tip. I was worried about a whole different type of tip, my boy. I'ma keep it a stack with you. So I get to her street, right? And I'm looking at these houses. Sprinklers in front, grass that wasn't dead, marble staircases. Upper middle class. It was beautiful. I had spent my entire life as a broke ass nigga, and now my dingling was about to experience the life of privilege. Nigga, I made it. So I'm pulling up in front of her house, right? And the Uber driver does that thing that all Uber drivers do and misses the house by like 4 damn houses. So now I'm walking down her street, right? And I see like these 4 white ladies, and they're just like staring me down. And I start walking a little faster, right? So I pull up to the house and I call her when I get to the door. I'm just sitting here waiting and no answer. So now I'm just sitting here awkwardly waiting in front of her door, and these 4 ladies are just like grilling me down from across the street like I'm trying to rob the place or something. Then out of nowhere, the door swings open and this bitch just pulls me in, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't realize we were getting started already. And she's like, did they see you? Who? The neighborhood watch? Yes. Wait, that's a real thing? Of course it's real. I thought that was some shit only rich white families had on TV. Really? Yes, really? What's next? You finna tell me casseroles are a real thing too? You gotta be kidding me. So we head to her living room, right? And I'm on demon time. I don't know if you remember what it's like being a hormonal 16-year-old boy alone at a girl's house. Who am I kidding? I know my audience. Of course you don't know what that's like. But for those of you who didn't spend your teenage years addicted to a ninja anime, you might remember the sensation, the demon chakra of lust as I've described it before. But anywho, y'all get what I'm trying to say. I was just trying to smash. But the problem was, I also had 0 game, my G. Negative game. I'm talking Naruto and Sakura type beat. If she was Nami, I was Sanji. Just simping and shit. Oh, it was bad. So of course, I didn't exactly have the cojones to take charge and do all that extra shit I had said over the Snapchat. No. Instead, I was trying that shoulder shit I saw in Spider-Verse. Hit that bitch with a, hey. Oh, I was so cringe. So as I've mentioned in previous videos, this was around the age I started to become a big fan of that sticky icky, that Denkin leaf. And it just so happened that Jessica was also an avid consumer of that sacred skunk. So we're in her living room, right? And she's like, did you bring the gas? Gas? Bitch, I ain't even tipped the Uber driver, and you think I can afford gas? Oh, we smoking mids, bitch. And I like pull out this little ass baggie of sticks and stems, and shorty like pulls out this big ass bag, and I'm like, holy, this aroma, so enchanting, so invigorating. This must be the legendary 1-pack. And shorty's like, let's hotbox this bitch. Hotbox? Your mother's living room? Yup. Say less. And we start hotboxing this bitch's house, right? And I know what you good Christian boys are saying in the back. Man, you're mad disrespectful. hotboxing her mother's living room like that? And to that I say, you can suck my Dragon Balls. Anywho, me and Shorty are gone. Had me feeling like Shaggy off the Scooby Snacks, my G. Fucking zoinked. So she's like, let's go to the corner store. And I'm like, whatever leads me to them cheeks, bitch. But I ain't say nothing. So we head to the corner store, right? I walk in and instantly the dude at the counter is grilling me down. And I'm like, is this nigga finna activate his Mangekyo Sharingan or something? Like, what's good with you, bro? Thinking back on it, probably because we smelled like one of Snoop Dogg's wet farts. I mean, we were danking this place up, but of course, because I've been conditioned by society and the internet to think, oh, he's probably a racist. I almost did it again. So we walk to the chip aisle, and at this point, I'm straight geeking, right? The floors are moving and shit. I'm big high. I walk over to the Doritos, and this is when it all took a turn for the worse. Sweet chili heat or Cool Ranch? I couldn't decide. One so sweet, but with a subtle burst of heat. The other cool, but ranchy. Oh, I was in a dilemma. I look at Shorty and I'm like, what Doritos should I get? I don't know, barbecue? Barbecue? Nigga, you bitch. You clearly see that I'm holding the Cool Ranch and the sweet chili heat. So why would you go and throw in a third option? It's really not that deep. Not that deep. Clearly you don't understand the delicate intricacies that go into the munchies, okay? Imagine this. I buy the barbecue. I finish the bag and I'm like, that's nice. But it wasn't sweet chili heat nice. How on God's green earth would I ever be able to live with myself? It's just chips. You don't understand. Okay. You want an Arizona? Yeah, sure. What flavor? Oh, for fuck's sake. So we leave the store, right? And we're just like walking down the street. And I'm out here thinking, did I really buy the right Doritos? Was Fruit Punch really the right Arizona? That's when she says, is that my dad? Your dad? You mean the one who isn't particularly fond of people with my skin color? That's the one. Oh, sweet Kogia. What do we do? Wait for me. So we run into like this alleyway, right? And she's like panicking because if her dad's in the area, then they might be on the way home. And not only was she not home, but her house smelled like gas, broski. And as we're like frantically panicking, I notice this woman staring at us in the window next to us. And I'm like, hey yo, who's that? And the look on this girl's face, it was like she was on the hub and stumbled across some furry shit. Like Shorty was traumatized and she's like, mom, who's mom? And her mom just starts like cursing us out through the window, all muffled and shit. I don't know what she was saying, but let me tell you, it looked racist. No, but seriously, Shorty was saying something out of pocket. So I turn over to look at Jessica and she is fuming, my G. And I'm like, this is probably gonna be some painful head later because I'm still down bad. Sure, the situation isn't looking great, but I had already spent $15 to get here, so I'm gonna need some return on my investment. So her and her mom are just screaming at each other back and forth, right? Looking like a bunch of lunatics. And I'm just out here looking up the nearest park so she can show me what that mouth do, like she was saying on them Snapchat messages. And what do I hear approaching from behind? Footsteps. And they were rapidly getting closer. I'm thinking, oh, please just let it be a gangbanger. I turn my head and who do I see? Her dad, speed walking up the alley. Oh, sweet Jesus, I'm about to die. Maybe he won't notice I'm black. Like, maybe he just thinks I have a sick tan. I mean, she did say that he doesn't mind Cubans. My ancestry test said that I'm like 5% Cuban. Surely that's gotta count. Oh, who am I kidding? That nigga was probably just talking about the cigar. I'm about to die. So I tap on Shorty's shoulder and she's like, what? Behind you. She turns around and Shorty goes stiff, looking like Robin after Aokiji, straight frozen, no Elsa. And Shorty's just panicking, right? Shaking in silence, looking like Sakura in the Chunin exams, all useless and shit. And he's just getting closer and closer. Before Shorty can even say anything, I hit the scene, broski. I'm not gonna lie to you. You think I'm sticking around to deal with her pissed off Yujiro Hanma looking ass dad? That's cute. I'm here for the cheeks, not to be the center of a hate crime. So I run like 2 blocks to the nearest bus stop and I text her. I'm like, you good? No response. And I'm like, oh, she's probably not good. So a few hours go by and finally she responds and I'm like, did you see me? I get a reply back and all I see is, yeah, I saw you. oh fuck. So I start getting a phone call and I'm like, oh no. Please just let this be Indian tech support trying to steal my credit card info. I look at the phone and who else but Jessica? And I just sit there staring at the phone and I'm like, what do I do? And I didn't answer the phone. Yeah. Moral of the story, that man was racist.